This week on Tie Kicks, we're going to be discussing sneaker stores, this new method of raffling, and there's something not quite right about it. So welcome back, guys. This week we've had some really dreadful weather, as you have seen, and I'm going to take you back a little bit through the week's raffles, and I'm going to take you through whether I managed to pick up a W or whether I picked up L season once again. I'm going to take you back right now to where it all began. Right, well, back to work. It's Wednesday and we have had an influx of cold from Siberia. If you can't tell, there's a fair bit of snow that's fallen. It's not looking good for my journey heading back home. I don't think my car is going to really do a very good job of getting back home, being that it's rear wheel drive. Let the fun and games begin. So on Thursday, which is today, we are supposed to be having a storm coming in, and this snow's not abating that much. I think it's pretty much going to be with us for the next couple of days. I thought I'd take the opportunity to step out the salon, because it's like the town's dead here where I live. No one's really out and about, probably because of this. But I take the opportunities when I get them to get out and try and get some cool B-roll. Or do some stuff for work that's like, you know, social media related stuff. Obviously do some social media related stuff for myself, and if I can get the opportunity to do it, I'm going to get out and get some fresh air regardless of how cold it really is. Now, stepping back into more relevant stuff, so today is the 1st of March, I think. Yeah, 1st of March, and being the 1st of March, we are literally in the midst of the raffles for the off-white Jordans that are dropping in the EU, and I've entered quite a few of them. One of the ones that I've entered that has caused a little bit of controversy is the Soulbox raffle, where they took all the money for the shoe pending you win. Now obviously if you lose, you get your money back, but if you win, they've got your cash. Now the problem is, if you don't win and you needed that cash for a W elsewhere, you're gonna have to wait for them to undo the pending, and that could mean that you are declined if you don't have enough money in your account. It's a great one to stop the bots, it's a great one to stop the multi-enterers from trying to scam the raffles, but it's kind of inconvenient if you need that cash when you probably will take the L on these shoes. For me, it doesn't bother me at all, because I'm not really crazy mad for wanting sort of like more than one. I'll be lucky to get one pair, so that's how it rolls really. That's it for now. So I think I need to get back into some warmth. I need a coffee. I'm friggin' freezing. I think I'm gonna get my gloves on and I'm gonna get back into some warmth.
Let it snow, when we finally kiss goodnight. How I'll hate going out in the storm, but if you really
24 hours later.
Day 3 of this snow, and you think we'd be able to cope by now, but we really can't. We're not really built for snow in the UK. We're built for rain, we're built for flooding. We're not built for this. No way. Day 3. Pretty sure I took an L on the Offspring raffle. Didn't get any news or emails. So I now have to look towards sneakers and stuff, End and Soul Box. So fingers crossed, but I think S&S's have gone out now. We're looking at about 4:30, right, between 3:30, 4:30 in the afternoon on Friday. So next time you see me will be when I have more good news. Ooh. This morning, Saturday, the 3rd, which is the Off-White drop, official drop day. I woke up 8 o'clock sharp, got onto the sneakers app for Nike and took a big fat L. So far I've struck out 4 times on this Off-White raffle system and I feel really let down by it. Like personally, for someone that really kind of is into their shoes and genuinely kind of really likes to get hold of shoes, review shoes and do stuff for you guys, I feel like some stores are trying their best to try and cut out some of these people that literally will just pick up the shoe through the raffle without even getting the shoe in hand and post them straight out for sale. If you are watching this and you're one of those people, you know, be smarter. Personally, I would say just be a little bit smarter. It looks like Offspring's hierarchy have had enough of it. They are posting that anyone who's won their raffle as of yesterday and are posting them for sale without getting them will not be getting them and will be banned from purchasing and seeing anything related to Offspring in the future. Yeah, mate, I know, it's dreadful. So yeah, realistically, I like that approach, but unfortunately being part of sneaker communities, you know, there are people who work for those stores in the lower levels that still manage to kind of like circumvent the rules. And I was hearing yesterday an entire staff's family managed to surprisingly win a lot of pairs of that shoe, which just stinks to high heaven. That said, I could sound salty all day long about not winning anything. There are a few more raffles yet to be drawn. We've got the Soul Box one left to be drawn, and we've got End, which is left to be drawn. I don't really hold out a lot of hope for End. I've never won anything in any of the launches raffles with End, so we will eventually get hold of that Jordan 1 Energy Off-White, but it may not be mine. So we're back in the sneaker room. Yes, we are back here to discuss a little bit more. Now, for entering every single raffle that I felt I possibly could, I took, unfortunately, a big fat fail on every single one of them. Now, that's not uncommon whatsoever. It's one of those things that I'm used to now. You know, you could quite easily get really, really salty about it, but the fact of the matter is, getting salty gets you nowhere. Yeah, you may be one of those guys that aren't a reseller. You may be one of those guys that's a collector or just loves to wear your limited edition kicks. And I'm one of those guys with you guys. I really do wish that I could have got my hands on a pair of them, but it wasn't meant to be. We're gonna get straight into talking about the raffles. And raffles have been going on now for years. A lot of stores in the US and all over the place have been doing raffles to try and give you guys the opportunity to get your hands on limited edition kicks. The problem is there seems to be a lack of transparency related to these raffles. You may have been one of those guys that's been really lucky to get your hands on an exclusive pair of shoes you've always wanted to get your hands on from the minute you saw the images drop online. But majority of you guys tend to be the ones that take the big L when it comes to getting hold of them, and you're left to go and spend silly amounts of money picking them up at resale. It could be double, triple, even 10 times the value of the original retail price. And I wanted to go through something to do with the Jordan Off-White drop that just took place this week, and we're going to be talking about a couple of the UK stores and the way that they did their thing. So we're going to start off with Offspring. Offspring is quite a huge store in the UK. They've got numerous branches around the UK, some in Selfridges stores, some standalone. A lot of them predominantly are down in London, the standalone stores, and I've been a shopper of Offspring for well over a decade. I've been going to Offspring ever since I worked in London, and I used to go to the Covent Garden store pretty regularly to pick up new and exciting kicks, and even grab a steal in the sales they used to get as well. Now, the one thing that Offspring has been doing is obviously really honing in on the raffle situation, giving you guys the opportunity to purchase and hopefully make it as fair as possible. They recently introduced this new backdoor scenario for their Instagram account, giving you the opportunity to be randomly selected for certain shoe releases if you entered your interest underneath the posts available. That's a little bit different to when you've got an extremely limited and exclusive shoe dropping, where they aren't doing the backdoor sort of scenario with that. Now, talking backdoor isn't the same as what everybody else understands backdoor truly is. Backdoor in this circumstance is more their word for their new way of giving you the chance to get hold of some limited shoes. Backdoor, when we talk about actual backdooring of shoes, is when shoes are pushed out the back door of selected sneaker stores and people are getting hold of them to make mad resale money off those shoes, or they're very lucky to pick up the shoe early and pay a little bit extra for them from someone that they know. And we know a lot of people do it. It's just part of the culture. Offspring are now getting really tough on resellers. They don't like the idea of people who are in this sort of culture to not be able to collect the shoes and wear the shoes that they really want, and instead of it going to someone who's going to get their hands on it to make massive amounts of profit. And with this drop particularly, you saw a lot of people who got drawn from the raffles as winners and instantly decided, and kind of stupidly decided, to post their raffle wins as a product for sale. Personally, I wouldn't turn around and say that I really dislike reselling. I genuinely understand that there is a definite need for people to do that kind of thing and help them earn money, help them get the shoes they really, really do love. But I think that resellers also do tend to also take the mickey a little bit. They get so many of the same pairs of shoes that those shoes really should belong to people who really, truly wanted them in their collection. Moving on to the biggest issue this drop, and the biggest issue with stores in this drop, was their lack of transparency. I think one of the biggest things that people want is a secure way to know the raffles are being drawn fairly. Now, one of the reasons that people feel they are drawn unfairly is they don't get to see the procedure of how the winners get picked. And I personally think that maybe some of the shoe stores should do a live draw. We see it in things that may sound really silly and not really the same at all. In, say, for instance, football cup fixtures, they'll do a live draw. They will show everyone who's being picked to play who. I personally think that some of these stores should do a live draw and show the winners being drawn live and in front of everyone, so that we know that hopefully it isn't a fix. One of the biggest problems that I've noticed over the last couple of days looking on social media was a store called Patter, and in the UK the Patter store during the 10 Off-White drop last year got a lot of criticism for their stock not being released to the public. Only a handful of people apparently managed to pick up shoes through Patter, and the rest of them seem to manage to make their way to other locations. But I would say in the last year or so, their reputations have been hit seriously hard. This time around, they have really, really done themselves bad when it comes to the community. They offered the opportunity to win a pair of these Off-Whites in the raffle draw, as they usually do through their Instagram accounts, and a lot of people won. And a lot of people got turned away for numerous reasons. As you can see up above, a lot of people had a lot of bad tales to tell about their experience of going down and spending a lot of money and time to go and collect the shoes in person from Patter. Now let me get this straight. I want to make sure that you guys know I'm not hating on any particular store in this video or any particular brand whatsoever. These stories have come from other people with their experience of how they came to the situation that they are in. I would just like to open up my personal thoughts on it in saying I would love to have a conversation with anyone that works for stores like Offspring, End Clothing, Patta, Foot Patrol, Size, any of these stores that do limited edition drops and do raffle draws. I would love to have a conversation. I'd love to speak to some people to do with it, purely because I don't want to put a bad name and tar anyone with a bad brush. I would love to get your thoughts on how you are tackling things within the raffles when you come to release your limited edition shoes. I entered a raffle through the store Soulbox in Berlin, and they are doing something a little bit different to some of the other stores. Every time you entered, the full amount would have been taken pending you potentially winning the raffle. But Soulbox are doing something that I think other stores will follow suit in, trying to prevent multi-entries happening and too many of the resellers getting too many pairs of the same limited shoe. With all that being said, I really hope that you guys enjoyed this debate video and understanding a little bit more about what's been going on with the current culture of raffling. I would love to hear what you've got to say, and let's see whether it's worth doing a Q&A at some point at the back end of this week. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will catch you for another one. Remember to hit the like button, remember to subscribe, and I will see you for a better, hopefully, Thai Kicks vlog this time next week. I bet you thought I forgot about the giveaway winner, and you are wrong. I'd like to congratulate Clements Ling. You are the winner of the Eco Cleaner by Liquid Proof and the cleaning brush. I'll be getting your details ASAP to drop you an email, and I will see you guys next Tuesday.